Now, if the Electrostorm XC26 and the CS15, which are our top of the line products made for the highest end of industry professionals, are a little bit too much for your needs, a little too big, a little too heavy, a little too powerful, that's fine. You can always rent them when you need to upgrade for the right scenario. But if something like the Lightstorm might be more your speed, let's do an overview of why they might be the right tools for you. We have on display here the LS600X Pro, the LS1200D Pro, and the Lightstorm 600C Pro. So that's a bicolor option, a daylight option, and a full color option. Now, let's talk about how you would use either one of these. The 600X Pro is a bicolor fixture, which means it has tunable white like CCT from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. And the 600C Pro is a full color fixture, RGB-WW, very similar to the XC26, which means you can basically pick any color you need. Right now it's giving me this majestic magenta right out of here. But it still has impeccable white light. It has super good quality white light and still a very good intensity that it can be shapeable with these Fresnels, with these reflectors, because they use a Bowens mount. And if you need to upgrade to still 1.8K HMI level intensity, but with a smaller form factor and just monolight, you can do something like the 1200D Pro, which is going to give you a lot of intensity. I've heard from a lot of folks that the 1200D Pro is what ended up replacing a lot of their M18s, a lot of their 1.8K HMIs, because it was a IP54 rated fixture that had that DMX control, that had the side ascent control, that could basically give them all the intensity they needed from a 1.8K HMI, but makes it more modifiable because you can throw on Bowens mount accessories onto it. Easier to use because you can hot strike it. You can bring it around set, turn it on and off, and not have to worry about a bulb cracking and breaking every third rental. And you're able to dim it down as well, super cleanly. And additionally, with the 1200D Pro, you have that high speed mode, so it switches to a constant current dimming. So you're able to shoot at super high frame rates with the high speed dimming mode. So you get a lot of functionality of the 1200D Pro, replacing basically 1.8K HMIs in a form factor that is more user-friendly, that is still super durable, and has basically all the intensity, but also the controls you need with Sidus Link Lumen Radio. So you can control over our app, over blackout, over your console, whatever you need. Onto the 600X Pro, that gives you bicolor control. So with the bicolor control, you have a little bit less output than the 1200D Pro because it's 600 watts of output, but you still have that ability to adjust between something warm, something cool, depending on your environment, which makes it really good for a lot of corporate shoots where you're moving between daylight and indoors, where you're trying to adjust to the color temperature that the inside fluorescence of the office may be. Maybe it's a 4400 Kelvin. You're gonna have to do something in between daylight and tungsten. That's where the 600X really comes in play. It's also a super lightweight fixture for its size that also is compatible with something like the F10 Fresnel to give it a lot of punch. It's able to focus that light to a super tight beam and give you a lot of power. Now on the other side, you have the LS600C Pro, which the focus on that one is still to have as much open face power, so as much power in a softbox as the LS600X Pro in white light, but also give you the functionality of being able to adjust the green magenta shift. Still give you the functionality of being able to have a wider color temperature range of 2300 Kelvin all the way up to 10,000 Kelvin. And give you the functionality of having full color control so you can choose saturated colors so you don't need to throw on gels onto your 600X Pro or onto your 600D Pro or onto your 1200D Pro. It gives you the functionality of flexibility, and that's why it's one of our most popular lights in the Lightstorm lineup, because it's the light where if you want to enter in at an owner-operator level, at a filmmaker level, an indie filmmaker level, and you want to have all the features that you need in one light, the 600C Pro is the fixture that can do it all. It can give you the output, it can give you the color capabilities, and it can give you the modifiability, all with the 600C Pro. And all these lights right here, they're all weather resistant, so they're all going to handle the same whether you're in sunny California or rainy Florida. You're going to be able to be just fine with all these lights that replace a lot of the medium level to high level HMI type fixtures, but with a lot more flexibility, not only in just their color temperature, but down to the very controls that make LEDs what they are. So whether that's battery life and battery compatibility for the 600X Pro and the 600C Pro, which can use dual voltage V-mount, gold mount batteries, or whether you want just pure intensity with something like the LS1200D Pro, the Lightstorm lineup is the perfect lineup for most owner-operators, I would say, because it gives you a form factor that is really strong, it gives you output that's really strong, and it gives you features that suit exactly what an owner-operator needs at a price that is appropriate for that owner-operator level.